The city of Rockford announces applications will be open tomorrow for the expanded rehab assistance program, where homeowners could get up to $60,000. The funds will fix health, safety, and hazards and local code violations like electrical. The funds will be provided through a 3-year forgivable loan. Applications are accepted through February 16th at the City of Rockford's website.
We have, as a city, been really developing tools to think about the neighborhoods and neighborhood stabilization and how we make sure it's not just safe to live in our community, but it's sustainable and honestly, it is a great place to live.